Hi, Scorpio. I want to go ahead and do a reading for you. I just did a reading, and I'm going to consider that one to be your bonus reading. It was a little bit hard from the get-go, and then it progressed. But I want to do another reading for you, and I'm being drawn to do a Celtic cross. I've already shuffled these cards. I'm going to shuffle them a little bit more, though, and I'm not going to do a traditional cross where, well, I'll do the placement, but I'm not going to shuffle and then, pull from here. I'm going to shuffle. I'm feeling like I need to shuffle each card. Show me more for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in regard to love and relationship readings for the month of March 2019. Okay. So we have here the Ten of Pentacles in reverse as the issue. Obstacle. Show me the obstacle. Seven of Cups in reverse. What's beneath you? The Moon popping out halfway. This could be coming to a decision as far as movement, trusting somebody, not trusting somebody, not knowing which direction to go in, not trusting what somebody's communicating to you. If that's the foundation of what you're dealing with, that's not a very healthy foundation, Scorpio. Show me past or recent past. Page of Cups, falling out with somebody, not being able to trust somebody on an emotional level, somebody who is very deceptive on an emotional level in certain ways, somebody who will kind of blow smoke up your butt, yeah. Underneath that, you have the Eight of Cups, walking away from it. The Page of Cups can also talk about somebody who is emotionally distraught, somebody who is emotionally out of balance on their own. That may be part of them, but who knows? Present energy for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. So now we have the Page of Pentacles. You had the Page of Pentacles in the other reading as well. It was in reverse. Page of Pentacles is upright here. This is directions, essentially moving forward towards something very slowly, but knowing that you're getting a start on something that's going to be long-lasting in your life. Communication about plans. I don't feel that this is a financial reading as far as work goes. I feel that this is more of a relationship reading. You have the Three of Cups at the bottom of the deck, though, in regard to that. You have the Three of Cups as the first card out in the other reading. It was also in the same row as the Page of Pentacles in reverse. I just want to mention that, okay? Show me future energy for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. So future energy of the Devil in reverse. So this is clarifying a lot of the information that came out in the other reading, okay, Scorpio? So basically releasing yourself from toxic connections, letting go of things that have had you constricted and restrained. Sometimes when we are involved with people of that nature, or when we're involved with people who are toxic in our lives, the connection and bonds can become very closed in, tying you together, things that that you shouldn't be part of, yet you're still part of, engaging in energy that is against you. Show me where you are on an emotional level, where you are inside of yourself. Show me for Scorpio. Okay, so you have three cards popping out here, Scorpio, and they're all major arcana. At the bottom of the deck, I want to show you this first. Here we are out of balance. This is Two of Pentacles being very out of balance. So this is more so indicative of where the energy is of the self on the internal. But you have three major arcanas popping out, pretty big ones, in regard to where we're at on the inside, okay? Having strength and fortitude, having had patience in a situation, needing to tame the ego. When we get involved in situations with people that we have been dealt dirty hands, when somebody doesn't regard us as much as they should, they disregard us. When we are faced with the potential of reconciliation, or the potential of going back into a situation with somebody, basically, you may need to calm yourself down. You may need to bring your logical mind forward versus the emotional aspect of yourself. This is essentially like taming the beast within us, the reactionary part of ourselves when we're dealing with people that essentially call for a fair amount of patience to deal with. You may have dealt with waiting for them and having been patient for forever. That's not the main feeling, though, here. What I'm feeling is being patient within yourself and taming that ego, not shredding them. What's the point in that? You have Judgment here. Judgment is talking about second chances, new beginnings, potentially. It also can talk about letting things go. It can talk about not choosing to be part of them. Recognizing that the situation, what it brought you, was something that doesn't serve you anymore, and your judgment is to be kind to yourself and exit. That is judgment. Next, you have the Chariot. So in regard to being out of balance, okay, Scorpio, when you balance your energies out, that is when you move forward towards something far more positive than you've been engaged in, okay? That's when you move towards something that actually is for you. This is the Nine of Cups. This is talking about deep levels of healing. It can talk about you being more so on the path towards what you want in regard to your wishes, your desires. What is desirous in a relationship? What is healthy for you? What have you learned from a situation with somebody that wasn't there, that you really, really wanted, or you thought it was there, and it may have not been? I'm being pulled back to the Six of Cups in the other reading. I want to talk about romanticizing things. Sometimes we romanticize things we create the story in our head of how it will be, or how it should be, or, how we want it to be, even though it may not be that at all. But we're hopeful of that, and it's really important to be sure that we check ourselves as far as our reality is concerned, as far as what is being presented to us entirely in front of us. The Ten of Pentacles here at the main energy of this reading, it talks about things dissolving. If you were in a situation with somebody where you were in a long-standing relationship with them, it feels like it's dissolving. It could also be running out of money and needing to work on your finances versus re-engage in a situation with somebody. It can also talk about that person having been in a situation with somebody that they had been in long term. You may have been somebody on a third party situation where they involved you, Scorpio, or you involved someone, but the energy, because these can go either way, it's vice versa. This is a general reading. Somebody may have had a family, somebody may have been involved in a long-term situation, and that's done. But that doesn't mean you have to re-engage, right? This Chariot only goes forward when we are in balance. Here, we're out of balance, okay? Upright, balance. So I'm going to put that there. I'm going to put these three on top, and we'll continue. What's coming for Scorpio? You have like 3 cards popping out each time, Scorpio. So, okay, yeah. You have the Lovers in reverse with the King of Swords and the Seven of Wands. All right. So basically, in regard to the Lovers in reverse, this is talking about a decision. We're making a decision. It's very much in regard to this Judgment card. Upright, we have a decision to make in regard to somebody who we love, in regard to a partner, a potential partner, somebody that we've been with before, somebody that we've had a relationship with. Here in reverse, it's talking about releasing something, releasing somebody, making a decision, letting something go. Here you have a level of anxiety, defensiveness, frustration, having fought or wanting to fight. This is again this energy here that I'm picking up as far as taming your inner beast, taming your ego, not choosing to re-engage in the situation to fight with somebody. In the other reading, there was a level of like, if you were to talk to this person, it's almost as if like the communication needs to be very steady. It needs to be clear cut versus like going back and like backbiting or like finding fault. It's almost as if like that type of re-engagement it's going in circles. It doesn't bring you any type of resolve. It's just fighting, you know. I can understand how tempting that would be, especially if you've been dealing with somebody who's really treated you like shit. But here it's talking about releasing that. It's talking about really being more so understanding of what works for you. And if the situation doesn't work for you, we stand within our own power. We cut the energy out. The King of Swords is somebody who's logical. He's analytical. He looks at a situation for what it is within its entirety. He's not going to sugarcoat it. He's not going to flood it with emotions and romanticism. You know, he's not going to romanticize a situation that he knows isn't healthy for him, right? So being in a situation here with this as the future energy presented to you, this is essentially releasing yourself from situations that are toxic bonds with people, cutting energies out, dropping cards, choosing to no longer engage with people that leave you anxious or wanting to fight. Okay, that's what's coming for you. And that may be the decision that you need to be making that's coming for you. You may be needing to deal with that with somebody. Show me hopes, fears, concerns for Scorpio, please. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Okay, so you have the Queen of Swords now, and she is in the reverse. So we have a couple here. First of all, I want to say that the Queen of Swords, yeah, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, sure. But the Queen of Swords is somebody who is more so, she can be cutthroat in reverse. She can be very anxious. She can be very upset and kind of flay you alive. She's somebody who is very quick to respond, but like in a very negative way. She can be very hurtful and cut you in very, very harsh ways. But this is also somebody who doesn't have control of her emotions. The King and Queen of Swords, they tend to not be so emotional to begin with, but this is somebody who really doesn't have control of their emotions. They're somebody who's reactionary as far as like the analytical mind. They jump to conclusions. Again, I feel that this is a necessity to, because this is hopes, fears, concerns, worries. I feel that this is a necessity to not be in that headspace, to not bite somebody's head off. You know, if you need to, sure. If the situation calls for it, sure. But if what is that going to truly bring you? Like, are you planning to maintain this relationship, situationship? I mean, I don't know. But either way, here, it's a pretty rough energy. So I would feel definitely that you need to, if that's in the hopes, concerns, and worries section, we need to kind of be conscious of how we react to somebody. Let's not be so reactionary. Let's not be so reactionary. Okay? Cut them out. Upright, she's somebody who is kind of, she's compassionate. She's collected. She knows what she wants and she knows what she doesn't want. She's not going to allow things that hurt her to be remaining in her life. Give me one more for the Queen of Swords. Yeah. You have to understand yourself. Again, it's that Leo energy here. You could be dealing with a Leo. when I was shuffling your cards for this reading, the Death card and the Queen of Wands kept coming up together, kept showing together during the whole shuffling process. Queen of Wands, Death card, so Scorpio and Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. It could also be Pisces energy as well. That's what I'm feeling as well. But yeah, here we have this Eight of Cups as far as releasing, walking away. This is more in regard to this Queen of Swords. This is more like information being brought to you. You know, if somebody's bringing information to you, it's going to be more of a let them talk, let them get it off their chest, let them talk. In the other reading, it talked about like somebody claiming that they've changed, somebody having a complete overhaul or needing to do that in regard to how they operate in relationships from this point forward. It doesn't mean that you need to be part of that relationship though, Scorpio, okay? If anything, what this situation does, it enlightens you. It enlightens you. Here, she's falling up right now. So allow this situation to enlighten you. Don't get emotionally embroiled in something. You know, don't fight to fight. You're not going to win anything if you just fight to fight. Like, hear somebody out, but cut them out if it doesn't work for you. Show me outcome energy for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. 2 cards popping out, both in reverse. So speaking of the Queen of Wands, here she is with the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So Queen of Wands, Knight of Pentacles in reverse. This is going nowhere. Like, this is back and forth and back and forth. If you're fighting with somebody, it's going absolutely nowhere. It's not going to go anywhere. And also, the outcome as far as the Knight of Pentacles, somebody who's taken forever to get here. Here we have somebody who just never even moved. It's like slower than a snail's pace. But also it's somebody who's a little bit more cunning. It's somebody who's afraid to get involved with the situation. They may be afraid that you are going to be of this nature. This Queen of Wands is somebody who's very, she's backbiting, she's cutting, she's very bitchy, she is a ball buster. She goes for the jugular. You know, here we have somebody, if this is your energy, Scorpio, we have 2 queens here. If you're embodying this, Scorpio, this is like a woman or a man who is entirely calculated, totally ready to go for blood, ready to just slay you and flay you. Really not healthy or happy energy, okay? Very, very cold, very cutting, very collected and calculated. They're going for the kill, essentially. And if they're dealing with somebody who's taken 1,000 years to get to them or has disregarded them for whatever reason, you know, this energy really doesn't have much to give to a queen. A queen is going to respond to a king. That's the nature of the energy, you know, especially if somebody's taken 1,000,000 years to get to you and communicate to you, and it's suddenly a newfound understanding of how we operate in relationships. Doesn't feel like it works very well. Clarify the Queen of Wands in reverse. So you have the 3 of Wands here as far as the Queen of Wands in reverse. This is talking about somebody going after what they want. It also could mean that you are no longer engaging in a situation. You're removing yourself to go after what you want. Show me the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. You have the 10 of Swords. So finality, shutting things down, letting things go. It doesn't work for you anymore. You have the 3 of Cups in reverse here too. I think I said that you had that in the other reading as well. This is the first card out. It's here in reverse as well. Third-party situations, not seeing eye to eye with somebody, not being able to trust the person that you're engaging with. Under that here, you have the 6 of Swords, getting out of the city. Getting out of the city, who knows? Getting out of a situation that is tumultuous, relieving your mental energy and frustration. It's basically letting things go, re-engaging in a situation that maybe proving to bring that all with you, though. It's like you can't really let it go if by maintaining this situation with this person has got you feeling like you can't let the issues go. Maybe it's just time to go and let it burn to the ground. This person has been watching you. And it's like this person has been watching you to figure out how they can squeak in to communicate with you. But you know what? For somebody who does that, for somebody who takes so long to communicate, so long to get their emotions into alignment so that they can communicate something to you, no wonder you're pissed off. No wonder, if they... Okay. Okay. Show me this 10 of Pentacles in reverse, please, for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Show me the 10 of Pentacles. So you have the 10 of Swords again popping out here with the Queen of Swords upright. So the situation, you could be dealing with a fire sign. This may be a relationship, Scorpio, where you have a relationship that's dissolving as far as you and a fire sign goes. Sagittarius, Leo, Aries. You may have a relationship where a fire sign is done. It's done. Okay? Stick a fork in it. It is done. Somebody's laid out. They're being carried out. It doesn't mean that somebody's dead and like they're carrying you out, but like it's done. It's done. You have it here twice. Also, the Knight of Pentacles can also be somebody who's wishy-washy, who's afraid of commitment. This person, you or the other person, may have been afraid of commitment and had third-party situations, had a situation that you introduced into a longer-standing situation that wrecked it. Show me the Devil in reverse. Show me the Devil in reverse for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Yeah, so we have the 7 of Pentacles in regard to the Devil. The Devil talks about, well, all that toxic connection and letting things go. In regard to the 7 of Pentacles, it talks about looking at the situation for what it is, looking at it for what it was, being very honest with yourself and doing like a total like acceptance of what a situation has brought you. And here we're taking our pentacle and leaving. This is an accumulation of energy. This is an accumulation of things that we build with people. It's on the way to being this 10 of Pentacles. It seems like somebody has attained a long-standing relationship, but the situation that they've brought into the relationship has caused its downfall. So here, we're looking at all of the things that we put into it, all of the energy, all of the expense, all of the time, and we're letting it go because it brings mass conflict. Queen of Swords upright. Now she's upright. Cutting things out that do not serve you. Show me the Moon in reverse for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Okay, so here we have the Knight of Cups, we've got the Queen of Pentacles, and we have the Lovers, as well as the 10 of Wands. So all these guys fell out right now. What this feels like is a situation between you and somebody that basically, whomever this Queen of Pentacles is, it feels like that person was the one that they left you for. Somebody left somebody for an earth sign, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. It doesn't have to be, it could be in their chart placement somewhere, but it's like they were giving to this energy. Lovers here. But again, this Knight of Pentacles is somebody who blows smoke up someone's ass. They're into frivolity. They are more so geared towards playing the field. It's not the Knight of Wands, but it is somebody who is emotionally amorous, and they like to have different options, especially in regard to the Devil. It's somebody who wants what they want, and they'll go after it. They had options here, and it's caused them a fair amount of guilt. It's caused them to cause situations to fall down. And the Moon in reverse, in regard to clarifying this card, this talks about secrets coming out, being revealed. Information that was once hidden is now being brought to light. You may not get the full detail of everything, but it's enough to break down a relationship. It's enough to know that there was another person that this person was giving to. Another option, another female or male. Feels like female, though. Show me the Three of Cups in reverse, because it's at the bottom of the deck. Show me the Three of Cups. You have a bunch of cards popping out, Scorpio. So you have the three, in regard to the Three of Cups, you have the Three of Swords, the third-party situations, heartbreak, frustration, releasing that, healing the energy, healing the self. Again, though, I did mention earlier that they may have been dealing with a water sign, a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. Pisces, it feels. Either way, the Queen of Cups is here in regard to this third-party situation. So you could have been part of it. They could have brought you into one, or they. Either way, this is now healing the energy of the self, healing emotions. Again, a need to not be too emotionally, don't allow your emotions to rule your decision making in this situation. Okay. Here we have the Eight of Cups, walking away, letting somebody go. We have a woman here who's holding on to the cup. She's hurt. And the male is walking away. And then we have the Page of Cups and the Page of Wands. So in regard to this, it may be an apology, but also it may not be enough to hold water for you. It's juvenile in its approach. And again, going back to the other reading, it feels like somebody needs to grow up, and that doesn't necessarily mean that it's your responsibility to hold on to somebody so that they can grow up. They need to grow up on their own, and they will, but you have to let them do that. Show me the Chariot. Okay. So here we have, for the Chariot popping out, you have the Devil upright. I feel that this is balancing your energies out from this person. You need to balance your energies out here from dealing with this person. Release it, let it go. Because what you have coming toward you is, like, when you are on this path, on this trajectory, Scorpio, you end up getting involved with people that are better for you. This could also be meeting somebody out when you're having fun with your friends, being introduced to somebody via your friends. But it also could just be healing and having a good time being with people that are of like mind, not a romantic situation, just being with people that feel good. Okay. What it does is it stabilizes your foundation in your own life. It stabilizes what you need in regard to moving forward. You may move out, you may move into a better place. You may just find a different understanding of your own foundation in yourself once you release the situation. Either way, it ends up leading you towards this Ten of Pentacles. So moving forward towards something that's going to be far better. I don't feel that this is a reconciliation. If you want it to be a reconciliation, by all means, make it a reconciliation and see what happens. Show me judgment. Show me judgment for Scorpio. High Priestess with the Five of Cups. So you really need to be conscious of the sorrow, the energy that you have here. Are you going to be sucked into something because it's painful, because you miss somebody, because they say they've changed? You have to be very clear about what is real for you, okay? You have to be very clear about what is present, what is being made truthful to you, what is being presented to you in entirety, not just what's lip service, okay? The High Priestess can talk about situations that are hidden. More of this type of energy. Hidden energy, hidden things. Show me the High Priestess with the Five of Cups. Show me the High Priestess with the Five of Cups. Yeah, this is somebody wanting to apologize, but it's also wanting a new beginning here. And like feeling sorrowful, feeling frustrated in regard to what they are talking about with you. But learn from the mistakes, learn from the situation for what it is. Trust your intuition, trust your gut. Here we have the World. This is talking about finality. It's talking about letting things go. It's talking about cutting things free. When you maintain situations that need to die, need to end, what you do is you don't allow energy to flow. You don't allow things to change. This is all about change. It's about huge lessons in self, lessons in relationships, huge ones, big epic changes, finality. But if you re-engage in a situation like that, you don't allow that to happen. You essentially, you cause problems, because you're no longer on the same page. You're no longer in the same, moving towards the same thing. Everybody grows in a different way. Everybody changes in different ways and in different time frames. You can't always grow together. You can't always make it happen together. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be yelling at you. I don't know. It seems like a reiteration of the other reading. All right, Scorpio, I will see you in a couple of weeks for the second portion of March, and I hope this reading is helpful for you. If it is, feel free to donate, like, share, and subscribe. And the donation link is in the description box below, and I will be back in a few weeks. All right, take care. Bye-bye.